I want to tell everybody about my new game coming out next week called Super Mario Goes to the Zoo. Now, I know what you're thinking, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Nintendo or any of their IPs. You see, this is a game about a short Italian man that wears a red shirt and blue overalls, but he just walks around the zoo. That's just the entire game. And don't tell anybody, but I am going to make the cover of the game look very similar to Super Mario, and I'm going to charge a fraction of the price of really any other Mario game to trick people into buying it, thinking that they're getting a steal for an actual Mario game when really it's just slop. Now, the thing is, I'm joking, I'm being sarcastic, and the thing is, really, Nintendo would probably never allow something like this to ever happen, especially on their console, because obviously that is their IP. But when it comes to other IPs that they are selling on their own console, well, it seems like that might be a different story. Now, I love Nintendo, don't get me wrong. I think that in a lot of ways they are a great company, but they do have a definite problem here that seems to be going very much unaddressed. And yeah, this all has to do with copycat-like games on the Nintendo eShop for the Nintendo Switch. You see, this conversation all started about 2 weeks ago when the developer of a game called Unpacking, this is apparently a pretty big game that came out about 3 years ago. It's like a cozy retro point-and-click type puzzle game. So one of the developers basically took to that website that's like Twitter, but I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either Blue Sky or Blueski. I've still not known how to pronounce it. Funny enough, we're talking about copycats. Maybe it's a little ironic that this was posted on this website, which is very similar to Twitter. But anyway, this is a person by the name of Wren Brier, like I said, a developer of the big game Unpacking. So Wren took to Blue Sky to basically point out that, yeah, there are these copycat games on the Nintendo eShop that are very similar to the game Unpacking. And this was about 2 weeks ago, and it looks like the problem really has not fixed itself. Nintendo does not seem to be addressing the problem, which is crazy considering that it was apparently reported by the developers of Unpacking. I'm going to link Wren's post in the description if you want to see this screenshot. But essentially, when you go on the eShop and you search Unpacking, thankfully the first result you get is the actual game. Although I have actually heard conflicting results. Some people say that the first result is one of these copycat games. But in the screenshot, the first is the legit one, and then there are several other games that are just called Unpacking, and they're just kind of different versions of it. There's like Unpacking Universe Dreams, Unpacking Deluxe Edition, Unpacking New Chapters. Like, yeah, some of these are even making the person believe that it's like DLC of the original game when in reality it's not. And while the legitimate game is going for $19.99, these games are going for like $3.99, $4.99, $1.99. So like you think you're getting a steal on the actual game or maybe part of content of the actual game when really you're just getting a copycat. Now, the crazy thing I also want to mention too, as if this problem wasn't weird enough. I mean, obviously Nintendo has to fix this issue at hand. We will definitely see when they do or if they do. But the article I was reading mentioned that this is not the first time Nintendo has struggled with certain content making its way on their platform. Yeah, I am hearing for the first time, and I'm very curious if other people have known about this, but apparently in 2022, so 2 years ago, Nintendo had quote-unquote adult content make its way onto their platform. I'm assuming on the eShop. Now, I am seeing that they were quick to clean this up, probably for obvious reasons, right? If the parents find out that 9-year-old Scooter is on the Nintendo a little too much, all to find out there are some interesting types of material on the platform, yeah, that could get rid of a lot of customers pretty fast. So yeah, Nintendo was apparently pretty quick to fix this issue. Now, thinking about it, I'm sure this is probably a situation similar to like the YouTube Elsa Gate situation, where it's probably like video games or, cheap types of quick games that, on the surface seem fine and innocent, but maybe have some dark undertones. Like I said, I definitely don't know. I really know nothing else about it. I'm very curious if anybody else knows about this incident 2 years ago. But yeah, like I said, it does seem that Nintendo does have another incident on their hands 2 years later. It's a bit different than maybe adult content being on their platform, but it is still not very good material popping up on their eShop, specifically copycats. It is very much too bad for especially the legitimate developers of the legitimate game who actually put the work into making their now successful game. It's probably very difficult to see a very big platform ignore these alleged requests to take these copycats down, and then see these copycats trick your fans into buying content they didn't intend to buy. So hopefully Nintendo can fix this issue.